Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. Hope you have understood about monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. It is a difficult chapter. You may go through the textbook several times. Okay, you may ask doubts if you are having any, but make thorough monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross, and the different charts which you are having. Okay, now today we will be studying the topic genetic disorders. What do you mean by genetic disorders? The diseases or disorders occurring due to abnormalities in chromosomes and mutations in genes. Mutation means changes in genes are called as genetic disorders. Okay, so if there is a disorder in your gene, then it is said to be genetic disorders. Genetic disorders are of different types. Disorders due to chromosomal abnormalities, that means if there is a change in number of chromosomes. What is the normal number of chromosomes which we have? It is 46, that is 23 pairs. Okay, if there is any change in the number, then it could lead to some syndromes or disorders. Okay, so that is the first case. Second is diseases occurring due to mutation in a single gene. If there is a chromosome and if there is a mutation or a change in one of the genes, then it is said to be monogenic disorder. Examples we are having in our syllabus is albinism, sickle cell anemia, and mitochondrial disorder. If there is any change, if there is any disorder in the mitochondrial DNA, then it is said to be mitochondrial disorder. And disorders due to mutations in many genes, that is multiple genes, it is said to be polygenic disorders. So these are the four different types of disorders which could occur due to changes in chromosomes. Now we will study one by one. Page number 189. On page number 188, figure 16.8, I had discussed it earlier. There they have explained about autosomes and allosomes. Autosomes are from 1 to 22, which are functioning, which are responsible for the normal characteristics of the body, and chromosome number 23 are allosomes. They are sex chromosomes which bring about the gamete formation at the time of reproduction. Page number 189, disorders due to chromosomal abnormalities. First one is Down syndrome. Down syndrome, in Marathi we can commonly call it as mandabuddhi. Okay, so Down syndrome is due to trisomy of chromosome number 21. Okay, the spelling is wrong. Chromosome number 21. That means the 21st chromosome. There are two in us, in normal people. But in these people who is suffering from Down syndrome, they are suffering from Down syndrome because they are having 3 chromosome number 21 instead of 2. That is said to be trisomy of chromosome number 21, which is 46 plus 1. They are having 1 chromosome extra. Which number? 21st number chromosome. So now we'll see what are the symptoms. Children suffering from Down syndrome are usually mentally retarded and have a short lifespan. Mental retardation is the most prominent characteristic. Other symptoms include short height, short wide neck, flat nose, short fingers, scanty hair, single horizontal crease on the palm, that means the lines on the palm, and a life expectancy of about 16 to 20 years. You have to learn all these characteristics. This is a very frequently asked question. What are the symptoms of Down syndrome? Okay, you have to write that it is a trisomy of chromosome number 21 and all these characteristics. Now, what do you mean by a syndrome? Syndrome means a collection of disorders. So there are several disorders in this case. So it is said to be a syndrome. It is called as Down's syndrome, the name given behind the scientist. Turner syndrome, that is monosomy of X chromosome. So in females there are 2 X chromosomes, and in males there is 1 X chromosome and there is 1 Y chromosome. Now at the formation of gametes and at the formation of zygote, zygote means when the 2 gametes fuse and one zygote is formed, and that zygote didn't get, whether it is X or whether it is Y, didn't get that extra X. Okay, not extra X, the normal 1X which it needed, it didn't get it. So those organisms, those persons, they will be females. Why they are females? Because they are having 1 X chromosome. Okay, 1 X chromosome. If it had 1 Y chromosome, then it would have been a male. If it had another X chromosome, then also it would have been a female. But that female would be fertile. That means that female could give birth to young ones. It could that could reproduce. But these people, they cannot reproduce because they are having only 1 X chromosome, and their reproductive system doesn't develop properly. So we will see Turner syndrome, or 44 plus X, arises due to either inheritance of only 1 chromosome from parents or due to inactivation of gender related part of X chromosomes. Now it is not that X chromosome has only gender related parts, whether male, female characteristics. There are other characteristics also which are present on X chromosome and Y chromosome. Instead of the normal 44 plus XX condition, women suffering from Turner syndrome show a 44 plus X condition. They are sterile, unable to have children due to improper growth of reproductive organs. Next is Klinefelter syndrome. This person is having an extra X chromosome along with his XY. The person is a male. Okay, why? Because it is having that dominant Y chromosome. Okay, so the person is a male, but he is not able to reproduce because the person is having 1 extra X chromosome. That syndrome is called as Klinefelter's syndrome. This disorder arises in men due to abnormalities in sex chromosomes. In this disorder, men have 1 extra X chromosome, hence their chromosomal condition becomes 44 plus XXY. Such men are sexually sterile because their reproductive organs are not well developed. The question on Turner syndrome and reproductive syndrome, their genotype is frequently asked. There is a correlation question in the exercise, a very important question. Okay, now we may move on to the next, that is diseases occurring due to mutation in single gene. One of the genes has gone corrupted. Okay, you know about CD corruption, pen drive corruption. Okay, it got corrupted. So if the gene goes corrupted, one of the genes, then also there will be some changes. So we will see disorders or diseases occurring due to mutation in a single gene. That means corruption in a single gene. Actually it is change in a single gene into a defective one are called as monogenic disorders. Approximately 4,000 different disorders of this type is known. There are many unknown also. Due to abnormal genes, their products are either produced in insufficient quantity or not at all. They are not produced at all. It causes abnormal metabolism. Metabolism are the chemical reactions which are taking place inside a cell. Okay, so the particular chemical reactions which are taking place inside a cell does not take place, and it leads to some type of disorders. Examples are Hutchinson's disease, Tay-Sachs disease, galactosemia, phenylketonuria. You have to just go through all these names. They could give you as an odd man out question. Now, the first is albinism. In this disorder, our skin has a particular color due to the pigment melanin. But in these people, that gene which has the code of production of melanin has got corrupted. So the melanin which is produced is either not working or it is not produced at all. So those people won't get the particular color, skin color which we have. That conditions is called as albinism. In this disease, the body cannot produce melanin. The skin becomes pale, hairs are white, and eyes are usually pink due to absence of melanin in the retina and sclera. These are part of the eyes. Next is sickle cell anemia. Question on sickle cell anemia is a very frequently asked question. What is sickle cell anemia? We will see. Basically, you may see the diagram figure 16.12. In normal cells, you may see the shape of the RBC which is shown below. That is the normal shape of an RBC which is biconcave. Whereas in these people, the shape of the RBC becomes sickle shaped. Its shape changes, so it is not able to function properly. Okay, why this happens? Normal hemoglobin has glutamic acid as the sixth amino acid in its molecular structure. However, it is replaced by valine. The shape structure of the hemoglobin molecule changes. In the other lecture, I had told you CAT is cat. ATC is not cat. Okay. So, in the formation of hemoglobin, there is a particular sequence of amino acids. In normal hemoglobin, the fifth amino acid which should be present is glutamic acid. But in these people, the fifth amino acid is not glutamic acid, it is valine, due to which the particular function of hemoglobin is not happening. Okay, its molecular shape itself changes. Due to this, the erythrocytes or red blood cells, which are normally biconcave, become sickle shaped. This is called as sickle cell anemia, and this is hereditary. Okay, it occurs due to changes in the genes during conception, at the time of conception, at the time of formation of a particular child, that is fusion of gametes. This disorder happens. If the father and mother are both affected by sickle cell anemia, or if they are carriers, their offspring is likely to suffer from the disease. Hence, marriages should be avoided. Now, we will see about that in the other chart. There is a box given towards the left hand side, a very important question. What are the symptoms of sickle cell anemia? Swelling of hands and legs, pain in joints, severe general body aches, frequent colds and cough, constant low-grade fever, exhaustion, pale face, low hemoglobin content. Basically, the people are very tired always. Okay, they are not able to perform normal functions which we do. Okay, normal activities which we do. So these are the symptoms of sickle cell anemia, a very important question. Now there are two types of sickle cell anemia. One is persons who is sickle cell anemia carrier. That means I told you there are two genes. In carriers, one gene is dominant, that means the normal gene, and the other gene is the defected gene. Okay, for every characteristic there are two genes. Out of those two, one is dominant, the other is recessive. That person is a carrier. And the second one is sufferer. That means both the genes are defective ones. If both the genes are defective, then the disease is shown. Okay, the person will compulsorily suffer from the disease. But if the person is having one dominant gene by chance, okay, by his luck, then the person will be normal, but he is a carrier of the disorder. Okay, if he marries, then there are chances of the next generation to get the disorder. Okay, now page number 191, they have shown a chart. Capital A is normal, capital A, capital S is carrier, and SS is sufferer. They have given the phenotype of genes. So man, if the man is capital A, and the woman is also capital A, they are dominant. So their normal, the children, progeny which they will have, all of them will be normal. If the man is capital A S, that means he is a carrier. He is having one defective gene, or the woman is having one defective gene, then there are 50% progeny and 50% carrier. Okay, 50% progeny will be normal and 50% chances of getting the progeny carrier ones. Next is capital A or capital S, capital S, capital S or capital A. In that case, both of them will be carrier sufferer genes. So all progeny will be carrier if one parent is normal and one is a sufferer. All of them will be carriers. So if the male is a carrier and the female is normal, or the male is normal and the female is sufferer, then all their children would be carriers. So that is the combinations which they have given. You may go through that. You have to just go through that. There might be questions. They will give you the particular combination and they will ask what the progeny could be. Now, the diagnosis of sickle cell anemia. There is a test, that is solubility test for diagnosis of sickle cell anemia, and electrophoresis test. You may underline that. It is an objective question. Remedies, again a very frequently asked question. What are the remedies to prevent sickle cell anemia? The disease is spread in only one way, that is reproduction. So a carrier or sufferer should avoid marriage with another carrier or sufferer. So in this case you have to check. Okay, you have to check your blood type and your genotype. A person suffering from sickle cell anemia should take a tablet of folic acid daily. In your answer, both these points should be there, then only you will get marks. Now the third one, that is mitochondrial disorder. We know that mitochondria is having its own DNA. Now if this DNA becomes defective, what will happen? During fertilization, mitochondria are contributed by the egg cell. Hence, mitochondrial disorders are inherited from the mother only. Again, this is a give reason question. Leber hereditary optic neuropathy is an example of mitochondrial disorder. Objective. Disorders due to mutations in multiple genes, it is said to be polygenic disorders. Now, polygenic disorders examples include cleft lip, cleft palate, constricted stomach, spina bifida. Besides, there are others which are common: diabetes, blood pressure, heart disorders, asthma, obesity. These are examples of polygenic disorders. Polygenic disorders do not strictly follow Mendel's principles of heredity. They generally arise from the different conditions, that is interaction between environment, lifestyle and defects in several genes. So the basic questions which are asked from this part is short note on Down syndrome, short note on sickle cell anemia, symptoms of sickle cell anemia, remedies of sickle cell anemia, short note on albinism, and all others are objectives. Okay, now the last topic in this chapter is about tobacco addiction. It is harmful. Okay, consumption of tobacco in any form can cause cancer. Smoking of cigarettes and BD adversely affects the process of digestion. It causes a burning sensation in the throat and cough. Excessive smoking causes instability and trembling of fingers. A dry cough causes sleeplessness. Tobacco consumption, you may mark from there. Tobacco consumption can also lead to shortening of lifespan, chronic bronchitis, pericarditis, cancer of lungs, mouth, larynx, pharynx, pancreas, urinary bladder, etc. So that paragraph is about tobacco consumption. tobacco addiction, and what are the harmful effects of tobacco consumption. We may go through it, prepare an answer from those paragraphs. It is a very important question. So you may go through the chapter, read it thoroughly many times. If you're having any doubts, you may ask. Thank you.